Solway.
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 Solway, and welcome to eTogaTrek. I'm Magister Jefferson, and today we're going to take a journey to ancient Rome. I hope that you're ready, because we've got some exciting things in store for you today. Did you know that the ancient Romans spoke Latin? It's been about 2,000 years since the ancient Roman Empire, so not many people speak Latin anymore today. But let's try it. When I first saw you today, I said, Solway. That means hello in Latin. Can you say it back to me? Solway. Here's another one to try. Quid est nomen tibi? Mihi nomen est Magister Jefferson. What do you think that means? If you thought that nomen is a name, then you were right. Here's that phrase again. Mihi nomen est, and then say your name. So now, try telling me your name. Mihi nomen est Magister Jefferson. Quid est nomen tibi? Great, I think you're getting the hang of it. Before we start our journey today, let's make sure that we have all the supplies that we'll need. First, an eTogaTrek journal. Find a small notebook to use and make it your eTogaTrek journal. You'll need it a few times today. Felt. Any color will be fine. A ruler. Scissors. Stapler and staples. String or yarn. An index card or piece of paper. Permanent markers or magic markers. Now we're ready to meet our instructor for today, Magister Roney. Solway.
Solway.
Mihi nomen est Magister Jefferson. Quid est nomen tibi?
Mihi nomen est Magister Roney. Today we will be talking about families, parents, and children in ancient Rome. Before we begin meeting all the members of the Roman family, let's talk about what we already know. It's time for some brainstorming, so get out your eTogaTrek journal. Think about what life was like for children in ancient Rome. What did they do at home? How did they get an education? Take a minute to write down your thoughts in your eTogaTrek journal. Pause the video now to write down your ideas. Those are some great ideas to get us started. Now let's take a look at what the father, mother, and children did within the home. The father had complete control over what happened in his house, and he set the rules for his family. In Latin, the father was called pater. He protected his family and worked hard to provide for them. If the family lived in the city, he might run a business in his home or in the markets. If they lived in the country, he might have raised crops or animals to feed his family or to sell to other families. The mother helped the father in any way that she was able. In Latin, the mother was called mater. She took care of the children while they were very young and made clothes for them and her husband. She helped to educate her children in the basic math and writing. Finally, she made sure that everything was in order and cleaned around the house. The sons and daughters helped out their parents with their duties. A daughter was called Ophelia, and a son was called Ophelius. The daughters spent most of their time with their mother, learning to weave, sew, and take care of the house. In Rome, daughters were often taught by their mothers, but sometimes they were allowed to go to school until they were about 13 years old. The sons spent most of their day studying math, reading, and writing at school, or sometimes they were taught at home by a slave. If the sons attended school outside of their house, they would need to bring money to their teacher to pay for their lessons. School could last until they were about 18 years old. Parents could end their studies at any point before then. The sons also trained for sports or helped their father with his business. Now that you know all about the Roman family, think about how it would be different to live in ancient Rome. Get out your eTogaTrek journal and write down a quick idea about these two questions. First, what is one way in which your family is similar to the typical Roman family? Second, what is one way in which your family is different from the typical Roman family? Pause the video now to write down your answers. As you have noticed, life was very different in ancient Rome compared to today. All children are expected to go to school until they are 18 years old. They also get to take classes in many different subjects, like science, music, and art. Now it's time to create a fictional ancient Roman family. In just a minute, you'll pause this video and make this fictional Roman family come to life, using real names and pictures. You can choose the names for the pater, mater, filius, and filia. You can also add a grandfather, who is called an avus, and a grandmother, who is called an avia. You're going to pause this video and click the link in the green box below to make this family. Once you're finished, press the button that says Create this family to see the family that you have made. Today, we are going to create a bulla that you can wear, just like an ancient Roman. Let's take a look at some example bullae before we begin. Here's an example of a bulla. They were often made of either gold or leather. The bulla would be placed on a chain. What purpose do you think the bulla was meant for? The bulla had a chain so that you could wear it around your neck, just like a necklace or a locket. It was primarily children who would wear a bulla, as you can see in this ancient Roman sculpture. The ancient Romans thought that the bulla would provide protection to the child from evil spirits. Do you have anything lucky that you'd like to keep with you? You might have a lucky rabbit's foot, a lucky pencil, or a lucky keychain. In the same way, the boy in the sculpture is also wearing a bulla around his neck to give him good luck and protect him throughout the day. The bulla would have been given to the child soon after he or she was born, on the day when they received their names. Boys would continue wearing the bulla until they were 16 years old and became citizens, while girls would wear their bulla until their wedding day. Now you're going to make your own bulla as a good luck charm, just like children in ancient Rome. Keep in mind that you can pause this video as you make your bulla, and follow along with the steps as I make one too. First, use a ruler and a marker to draw a rectangle on the felt, 7 inches by 5 inches. Draw the line 7 inches from the side, and then 5 inches from the other side. Once you have drawn your rectangle, take your ruler and extend the line so that you've got your rectangle. Okay. Once you have your rectangle, carefully cut it out with a pair of scissors. The next step is a bit tricky, so you might want to have a parent help you with it. Take your felt and cut 6 slits along the top with your scissors.
Unus, duo, tres, quator, quinque, sex.
Now fold the piece of felt in half so that the long fold is on one side. The slit should be at the top. Next, take a stapler and staple the 2 sides together. Start with the long side and use 4 or 5 staples to make sure that's closed. Then close the bottom, but make sure that the top side stays open. The side with the slit should have no staples. This should now create a pouch with an opening at the top. Now take your yarn, it should be about 40 inches in length, and thread through the holes in the top of the pouch. Once the yarn goes through each of the holes, tie the two ends into a knot. Okay, you can now place it around your neck like a true Roman bulla. Now it's time to add the charm that can give you good luck. Take your index card and use a marker to write the Latin phrase, Haec bulla me servat, which means, this bulla protects me. Now it's time to choose a Roman name for yourself and write it on your bulla. Here are a few Roman names for you to choose from. If you're a boy, pick a name from the list on the left. If you're a girl, pick a name from the list on the right. You might want to pause the video now while you choose your name. Now it's time to decorate the index card. Make it personal and draw some pictures of things that are really important to you. If you really like swimming, you might draw some water and a pair of goggles. I really like sailing, so I'm going to draw some sailboats. Once you've finished your charm, place it inside the bulla for safekeeping. Now you can wear it around and show off your work. Today, we met a few members of the typical Roman family. The Roman family had the pater at the top, who oversaw the household business. The mater primarily made clothes and looked after the filius and filia when they weren't at school. Roman children went to school and learned at home how to manage the family business themselves. We also saw today the bulla, which was worn by children to protect them. It was a pouch they wore around their neck that contained a good luck charm. Here are a few questions for you to think about. How would your life have been different in ancient Rome? Would you have liked to live in ancient Rome? We don't usually have bullas today, but what kind of good luck charms do we have? Do you have anything you think is lucky? Thanks for joining me today on our trip to learn about families in ancient Rome. I hope you enjoyed our journey, and don't forget to wear your bulla for good luck.
Did you know that Latin is the mother of the Romance languages? Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese, and Romanian.
Salve again. I'm glad that you joined us today for our trek back in time to ancient Rome. I know that you all made some really cool bullas during the video today. Now you can take a picture of your bulla to enter our contest and win a super awesome prize. To enter the contest, click the link in the blue box below and upload your picture. If you had any questions about families or bullas in ancient Rome, you can send them to us on that page. We would love to hear all of your thoughts and interesting ideas. We'll read your questions and then post some answers to them right here. That's all we have for today, so thank you for joining us. Now it's time for Wale. That means goodbye in Latin. So then, Wale, we'll see you next time.
Wale.
Wale. Wale. Wale. Wale.